the establishing of a welfare state in Britain. In 1847, a law was introduced which maximized the hours which women and children can do to 10 hours per day. When at the beginning of the 19th century, several things were done. For example, there was now support introduced for mothers and their children if they were separated or divorced from the husband. Free school meals were introduced, and financial help for unemployed people, and also old age pensions. When the First World War happened, 1914 until 1918. When during the 1920s the living conditions got better, houses were built. Also, previously in the 1900s, at the beginning, there were already some laws done to prevent the building of slums, so planning routes. Now in the 1920s, houses were built and the situation got better. But then in 1929, the Great Depression hit, and in Britain there was mass unemployment. Some areas where the people could still work, in some industries, like the automobile and the aviation industry, and other areas of country, the people were harder affected by the Great Depression. Shipping industry, for example, suffered, and some people struggled. The car ownership rose from 1 million to 2 million in the 1930s, for example. When the Second World War happened, from 1939 until 1945. During the Second World War in 1944, the Minister for Education, Richard Austin Butler, made the Butler Act, or the Education Act of 1944, and that introduced the primary education for free. Britain won the war, but the country was exhausted. From the war, the economy was exhausted and the people wanted change. They had a conservative government during the Second World War, and now they voted for a Labour government. So Winston Churchill was Prime Minister during the Second World War, and now Clement Attlee became new Prime Minister from 1945 until 1951. And during that government, that Labour government, many things were introduced which were proposed in the Beveridge report done by William Beveridge, which was already commissioned during the wartime government. And in the Beveridge report, William Beveridge said 5 things should be fought: want, disease, idleness, ignorance, and squalor. And many of his ideas in this report were then implemented in the UK. For example, the NHS was established in 1948 under the Health Minister Henry Nye Bevan, and the NHS, the National Health Service, provided for everyone a minimum amount of health care, free from the point of use. Or things were nationalized, for example, coal and steel, gas, water, and electricity supply. And that is according to the Life in UK Test Handbook on several pages, for example, 52, 54, and 53.